Greetings, folks. It's been a long time. We missed holiday last week.
Yeah.
You know, we had some
blessings.
You know, some we call that by big people thing. We had commitments that we had to see about that we couldn't make last week, right?
You know where this go. Life
is real. You understand? Life happening. So as usual, as we normally start, Mask by
Ogunwumi, Black is God. T-shirt by the Nubian Experience, protected by the Orisha.
God save the creative. Look up. God save the creative. Right? And Sweet Dreams Kurma Bitz.
Only that there? Yeah.
Dangerous.
That's the next big thing in snacks.
Dangerous. It's real dangerous.
This week I see for myself, a man trimming. Should have the little bottle. And while he trimming, he eats a whole bottle.
Yeah, what's the little one? There's the little one here. $15 and the big one is $30. You're getting it in regular, you're getting it in multi-grain for all the healthy snackers. And for the people who are allergic to flour, we have gluten-free coming soon. Right? So I don't know how the thing does go. So tonight, Orisha Lashe, the topic is yours.
We wanted to deal a little bit in the we hear certain things happen for the last, well, let me just say 2021. And some people, based on some of the topics we raised, say, you know, we're with the African organizations with them kind of thing. But at the same time, some of them same people, they say there's not African. So how you could want an African organization to respond, to defend, to stand up for African people, but at the same time you're saying it's not African. That ain't working out at all. That's not working out for us. Yeah, we want African organizations to defend us when it's absolutely necessary. But you can't be an African at the time when it's convenient to you. Right? And I say to people over the years, I only know one channel. Well, I know a few now based on the fact that I am a member of Egbe, Onisin, Eledumare, Orisha Revolutionary Spiritual Organization that happen to be celebrating, launching the 50th anniversary celebrations tomorrow. The head of our organization, our chief, Ole Zero for chief, forged real good relationship with the First Nation people. So I'm fortunate not to say, before I would say I only know one Trinidadian.
The First Nation people is who they call the first people.
Yeah,
right.
Who they call the Caribs and things, and they don't like that. They don't like that. Right? But before I met some of them, I'd say I only know one Trinidadian.
Yeah.
Because when I used to live there, I had a neighbor belonged to them, and I know we had long conversations and things.
Yeah. I have a customer who's
right. And who is it I'm speaking to this week? Selfie and they say, I kept burning off and it's not bread. You know, sometimes we have to do it like that for we people, you know.
Oh God, I highlight this catch very long sometimes.
So we want to come and you're in Trinidad and you're living the life and we're enjoying life and everything.
Right.
And you want to say it's not an African. That's your choice. That's your right, that's your business. But then how you're going to come back to ask for African organization to defend and stand up for the rights of African people. Because subtly, as we were talking in the last episode, we have in this country people that take jabs at African people. You know, sometimes they do it subtly, sometimes it might pass over a lot of people here. But when you hear it or when somebody break it down for you, so many people who just talk about it, but you don't support it. First thing first, you don't see yourself as African. If you don't see yourself as African, more than likely you would not be supporting African organizations. So much of us actively seek out an African organization and decide we want to go and donate. If it's every 6 months, I go and carry $200. look, this is to helping out whatever they have to do. We have NJAC still activating. Of course, it's the National Joint Action Committee, but they had a big role in the 1970 Black Power Rising. But how much of us will go down to Duke Street and say, look, I find this book home here. It's a Black history book. I don't know if they might, use it towards a library or something. But then we asking, because most of us not involved in anything besides our jobs, we don't know, which you could testify to, where they take to run something. So as a businessman, and we oversimplify things because the boy you just have around
all the time.
But they don't know. Look at watching with this COVID thing. You hear we look at something when you look at you have to pop a sink, there's an extra expense. You're using more water, there's an extra expense. So the soap is an extra expense, the paper towels.
These are paper towels.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
But if we don't actively help and actively seek out these things and them, how we expect them to function, then we the same ones bad talk them, laugh at them and think when they actually do make statements.
On to them.
Because it's still our people, we in 2021. This is the AfroTrinidadian view. We still have people in 2021. I don't know exactly who to cast blame on, for lack of a better term, that still think 1970 Black Power Revolution / uprising was for we to work in banks. That was the be all and end all. I still, it's 2021. I hear that already for the year.
Nah, man. Nah. But I don't know. I feel is I don't want to say lack of information, but like you can't advertise because like how you advertising something like that? You know what I mean? Where's the recruitment? Okay, so you say NJAC still around, your organization still around.
50 years.
50 years. I will fought it this year.
We go talk about that just now. Go ahead.
No man. Yes, so I'm saying that, alright, why are these organizations not recruiting? If they are recruiting, how are they recruiting? Because I would love to join one. You understand? I would love to join one. You know that. Right? And we've been talking about it and that kind of thing, and you're introducing me to certain things as time progresses and whatever. Because I am opening myself up to that.
Yeah.
Right? But there are a lot of people now who, I don't know, like as I say, I talk about this passive behavior, right? We lose 2 youth men the other day. It had no uprising. Nobody make no noise. Nobody fed up. I know where the Avengers was this week and last week, right? There was only Avengers when other people, you understand, but pass away. But
and we want to make it clear, there's nothing right in standing up because somebody.
Of course.
There's nothing. What we advocating for and what we bringing up the other people who died and were protesting for is that it doesn't happen with us. Even though we would go and support them.
That's right. That's right. Because
where's their self-love?
It's kumbaya. Remember, we kumbaya for everybody else except we. You know what I mean? And you're right. You're right. And I mean, it can't be Emancipation Day alone. Emancipation Week. That's the only time we just come together, and we still don't come together because we just go down in the village. Well, then finally this year, Emancipation falling on a Sunday. And I'm hoping they allow the march so that I will get to carry my family out and let them experience it now.
I must say, Khadija, if you're listening, boy, I miss that whole vibe, boy, because for me, the Emancipation Village, I was one of the people that used to complain about it before we came up in that. Because I was finding that it come like a glorified craft market. But we need that. We need that glorified craft market.
Yeah.
Right? What we have to push for now.
It's permanent.
Permanency. And then also, we have to support the culture because people are not going to spend money to put out something that not getting support. And whether we like it or not, groups like the Emancipation Support Committee, they need money to run.
Yeah.
Again, so I go back to what I was saying before. how much of us would do something like go down to the Emancipation headquarters in Maraval and say, brother, it's not much, but look at $100 days what I could afford towards all the runnings. You know, more weeks.
That's possible though.
Of
Things
course.
like that possible.
Of
You
course.
see, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to do that.
Well, so let me point out there, we go leave links to all of them.
Right.
As I say, I am a member of Egbe, Onisin, Eledumare. Sunday the 21st of March, which will be tomorrow, based on the time we're recording, we were supposed to have a big launch, but big in terms of COVID, of our 50th anniversary celebration. It didn't work out like that. I'm saying this, I hope my chief, if I'm wrong, I think, to me it was malicious. To me, the rejection was malicious. All right, but we still having something, and you could look out for. So, what is an organization? 50 years old. I keep saying all the time on the radio, anything organization-wise that is 50 years, that makes 50 continuous years of service is like, whoa. But to be a black African revolutionary spiritual organization that has churned out so many other leaders in the country, in the Caribbean, in the world, right, is a great feat. And all African people should celebrate that because it's an inspiration now, right? We have a GoFundMe page. I'll send a link for it to them. The headquarters is in Pity Valley. 2 Sparrow Drive in Pity Valley, 2 streets in Pity Valley. You can come up in the headquarters, check us out on Facebook, comment, ask questions. Because we have different events and things now. But I like what you bring up there, and based on the question you ask, I am going to ask some of these organizations that as well. Most of them have social media pages. Put it out there. It's not begging.
Yeah.
It's not begging because the contribution will be helping towards an organization that will be working on our behalf.
Correct.
We don't agree with everything that these organizations do. We won't.
Yeah.
But other ethnicities, you think the group that has run the Niagara, you think all the East Indian people agree with how? No, but it is always be full. We have to emulate that. I'm saying to you, we have to emulate that. We have to full up anyway. The Kwame Ture Educational Center, when they had the black markets, we have to full it up.
Yeah.
When the Emancipation Support Committee put on the Pan-African Festival, TT, we have to full it up.
And why I asked about the recruitment is this. Remember we did an episode on legacy and planning, right? If it is we dealing with succession planning, it can't be that you're not recruiting. It can't be that Kafra's son is the only person that's going to continue, or we hope that Kafra's son, grandson, will be the one to take up the mantle to run the Emancipation. So what I'm saying is, besides the contributions is good.
Succession planning.
The succession planning is important, and then you have new ideas. Look at alright. So everybody, I want to have a little upmarket in my garage. Right? Anybody who following me that have a black business and interested, please message me.
It's something that I could move and bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to do
right? I want to showcase, because I don't see everybody else doing it. Look, every now and again there's one in Santa Cruz Day with plants and fruits and vegetables and things. Then they have.
And these things are special. I mean, we could do the same again. The problem all goes back to some of the things we talked about in the 80s.
Yeah.
How it's so hard for we to support we self-boy.
Yeah.
Because none of these things can start big enough.
And I'm going to say this. None of them things can start big. And everybody else realize that what we doing making sense. Let me tell you why. Home girl with the Kurma. Right now it have a cereal and want to do it. Right? And it could happen like this in the morning. Because they have the financing, they have the resources, they have the support. Right? Now we know trying to scramble because we want to get out on the shelves.
The one interjecting in them no supporter in that sense.
Right.
Them are capital.
Right. Deep pockets.
That's it. Deep pockets, because what?
They could make it happen.
That support, I wouldn't even use the support in that terminology towards them, because who they want to sell to? Is we the ones that
So what do you mean? What
because
do you
this
mean by
morning,
support? The support is we.
The customer that I dealt with this morning, now she say, you know, it's a sad thing, boy.
Mm-hmm.
No other ethnic group besides Africans and East Indians in this country have enough of a base that they could market to themselves. But African people could market to themselves and be wealthy.
Correct.
East Indian people, based on the numbers, because we were almost equal in terms of the numbers, could market to themselves. Right? But every other ethnic group that recently come here and becoming so wealthy is we don't market to do. I only on the avenue today. The avenue is dead. Let me tell you the kind of vibe it had on the avenue today. It had a kind of either a Sunday feel or a public holiday feel. Right? But the gyro men are not open. And for you to be open after 10 minutes to 11 on a Saturday morning, that means people come in the line. How it is, I want to ask this again. I want to use the words just how I'm using it here. How it is these people, and them so comfortable to leave our next side of the world. They didn't come from the Caribbean, you know?
Yeah.
They leave our next part of the world. Come to Trinidad and Tobago to open up that thing which we have similar food state that we do support like that. And confident. And then some of them start small and then look is big thing. And there's hardly higher we to work in them particular type of establishments.
Correct.
All of a sudden, it's 4 or 5 of them. We don't even see them no way. On that same avenue we line where all of them have business, you don't even see them like the same space we line.
No. You don't see them, they don't even go in the grocery where we go in grocery.
We comfortable making these people wealthy that they can talk back that we the smallest ethnic group. It's the most powerful on an international program. I ain't vexed them for saying that.
No.
That your ego based on the money and thing you have. I would have loved to see us not make not one comment about that comment he made. And then just stop. In as much as possible, because remember we were saying this before. It's not possible, and you and I had this discussion years ago. It's not possible right now to just pull out everybody else's business. That's not possible.
Can't.
Right?
You can't.
Plus, it's not every day. I might feel for Friday, because that day I already feel for the doubles.
Yeah.
Because I love doubles there, little girls. The only thing changes are cut down. When I used to walk on the road, I see doubles all over Trinidad and Tobago. Now I cut down on the places I will eat doubles.
Correct.
I love doubles, boy.
So
I go have a day where you say your wife started to make doubles.
But I can't tell you the last time I buy doubles.
You understand?
Because when she make doubles, I just be like, yo, don't make it again in a hurry. Let me check. You know? And you will do it again in a time.
And that was one of the positives that come out of the lockdown and the origination of the pandemic.
Plenty
people start to make
do
things home and practice and perfect and things that.
And plenty cottage industry start back.
Yes.
A lot of small businesses.
You know, so it's not like we saying that we would done away with everything.
Can't.
But
our goal is our goal is not to lock off or done away, as he say, with everybody else thing, you know. But alright, like I just enjoy seeing people love off on the Kurma. Right? Because
one of them only.
because why I saying the excitement that I get in seeing that building. Because when I tell you the first time I get that, it was in a little pack, so you know. They'll bring that for me. And he say, hey, taste this. And he gave me 2. And I say, what is this? He said, they fail that thing. I said, what? And why not in a bottle? Why not? What we waiting on? You understand? And when she come, he tells she, say, hey, if you feel I bad, don't let her run. Hold on to you, know. But she feeling it now because it went from, she used to bring 6 bottles first. Today she bring 12 again. Between Saturday last week and yesterday, all sell out.
We have to.
Right? And the thing is a genuine support that people like it and they're buying it. And the fact that it's black owned, it just make it sweeter.
And you see that way saying, I wanna emphasize that again, because some people just try to use the fact that we promote self, that we promoting self at any cost. No. that would not be moving and selling like that if it wasn't tasting good.
Yeah.
It would not be moving and selling like that if people watch the product and see it well packaged, well sealed, and
properly priced.
Right, and they're comfortable with it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would have I don't lost count on the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't lost count on the bottles. So we're not telling you buy a product that you're not satisfied with or not looking good or nothing. I will never ever promote patronizing just for. I had two friends in particular, the real horrors a few years ago. When I tell them don't buy a t-shirt from me just to put it in your wardrobe and ball, I buy one of his jerseys already. Don't do that. I put kind of energy into this. I tell him, is you I telling somebody, I telling you something like, when I sit down to do t-shirts, I before I start anything, I have to clean out. I have to clean out. And most times after that, once I incense, I'll light I incense. Is that energy I bring on it to do just buy my thing, to point up in your wardrobe and ball whenever the conversation comes. Yeah, I did buy a jersey. No, I want you to buy a jersey because you like it. Forget it's your friend for now.
Yeah.
Buy it because you like it. Like, yeah, I can see myself with that boy. I want to think I like, I think everything is cool. It's that green Adam. I'm a green Max Day boy. Okay, yeah. I want to think I like that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to just buy my thing and have it there and
just because.
Nah.
Because, yeah.
And I'm not saying to do that with any other black business. Spend your money where you get a value.
For money.
And spend your money where when you're done now. And don't be afraid, but one of the things we just do, and I think we talk about that too, that cancel thing. As something happen, reach out to us. Yeah. Because we talk, and I see people saying it more and more often now. Yeah. KFC via the workers will treat you like
dog shit.
And you go back there.
Them pelts in your box and
next morning.
And you're still going back.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because I ask questions, any kind of questions I like that. Simple. If this company that is selling chicken is so profitable, why that is not considered a high caliber, high paying workman? I mean, it's so profitable that one of our branches in a small country like Trinidad and Tobago used to lead the world exactly in there.
But they don't close.
Right?
They don't close.
But that can't be the only one in the world that doesn't close. Right? 1.3 million people. If that making so much money, so much profit for that company when they show you the annual returns, how come they not best work, boy?
And it's independent square. But you see, what we don't look at too is that these things strategic enough. Because we are the highest spenders, they will always put these things in our areas.
I laugh when I never forget a taxi driver. I explained to my Independence branch. He said, watch it, man, to go nearly anywhere in the country from Port of Spain.
Is that KFC?
Yeah, the pass right in.
Yeah.
Once you leave in Port of Spain, to go outside of Port of Spain, especially east or south, you have a pass in.
Correct.
You know?
That if that is not vision, you know what is vision.
And so with that being said, I will make the call that we had made about 2-3 episodes back. Let me try it for 1 week now. To give all the big fast food conglomerates give them a rest. Just for a week. And if you feel you need to eat out, look for somebody in your neighborhood. Look for a smaller business to patronize. Just for 1 week, 7 days.
Yeah. And you don't want to do it, you don't want to be in on a countrywide basis. You in your household, try it. Because here what's going on, a lot of the times, we ain't even know how good the thing tastes. We ain't know how much for it. All we know is we just pass and we see it. Right? And then sometimes the person, they might not know line outside, but they think tasting good. You know what I mean? And just you come in and patronize them and say, ooh, yeah boy. And let me tell you something movies do too. Amazon, you talk about it the other day, right? The same way Amazon is pinging you and asks you to leave a review when you buy a product. You just go and do it and write a nice long thing and a nice. Or if they do shit, you say shit. Right? It's the same principle. It's the same principle. You go to somewhere, you say, you taste the thing and say, oh, if they have an Instagram page, just go and get them a little thumbs up, a little comment on that picture. Or you post the picture of the food and you tag it.
Midas touch.
Midas, yeah.
Boy, I must say that, boy. So the last one I said say that, boy. Hey. Woo! That burger is live, boy. Tell them what Midas touches up on the lady. You want to look out?
Yeah, Midas.
Yeah, boy. You need to check out there, boy. Whoa.
Midas touch hamburgers. The man is gourmet burgers. Right? And I listen. I dare anybody challenge me. It's one of the best burgers in Trinidad.
Yeah, boy.
Best. And I'm talking chicken. He have 3 different flavors of chicken, and he have beef. He's Muslim, so you know when I get no bacon, forget about that one. Right? But outside of that, the man has shadow penny, yeah, honey mustard, tamarind sauce. Listen to me now, man. The man saying real thing.
Yeah.
So again, let me just.
So and what will bring it back around is how we start, right? Like,
yeah.
all of this is Wayne Street.
No.
This is. We're saying to you, you can't want
Betterment.
not just betterment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, betterment, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but from the perspective of you want people stand up for you, but then you're not identifying as what you want them to stand up for. So it can't be that the only time you acknowledging me as African is when somebody says something disrespectful about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be so.
Correct. And you're back behind your keyboard.
I had an experience in 2014 that proved to me one of the problem as African people, why people don't respect us, is we're not giving them something to respect. Right? Mm-hmm. After hearing, them people don't they go by them racial thing, and for the most part I was like, alright, okay. But then I end up having to go there because I needed something, and because it was a Sunday or Saturday, or every year as well I'll be closed or one thing, I end up there. But I have one piece of traditional garment, African garment, mm-hmm. and I have one African chain around my neck. And the good night and the service and things like that. I was kind of shocked because I actually went in apprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
So, alright. But again, you just go back where you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up going back again. So the people started talking to me. It's like, yo, it's a serious thing. You can't walk in there with your pants by your knee.
Mm-hmm. And expect to get respect.
No, not a good morning or good evening, nothing come out anymore. Like, we forget how important manners is, boy. How much doors manners could open for you, boy. And you walk in people's place, it don't have a certain stigma. I don't agree with the stigmas with us, with certain looks, mm-hmm. certain hairstyles. Mm-hmm. I had locks for over 12 years. I had plaits for over 5-6 years. I know about this. Mm-hmm. Right? We have a negative stigma when it comes to a certain way we might dress and things. And then sometimes we living up to that stigma.
You're giving it energy.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Come on and already in a 3-piece suit. Well, not in your face.
Not in your face.
Right. So we have to give people something to respect as African people. Mm-hmm. And for me, part of it is my dress code. My clothing for me must reflect some of the way I just think. Right? Mm-hmm. You must see too. So when I have one traditional clothes, you're not guessing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's operated in different. I've seen it in so many different, since that particular incident, mm-hmm. we have to give people something to respect. Mm-hmm. And you have to respect yourself as an African. Okay. If you don't respect yourself as an African, you cannot look for or want to reap the benefits of the people who fighting for African people. Mm-hmm. Because the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey tell me, he ain't trying to carry everybody back Africa because he understood, mm-hmm. he overstood that it had them people and them people. But I'm not an African, I'm an American. I'm not African, I'm a Chini. Well then, anything they say that is disrespectful or anything towards African people, you shouldn't take no kind of offense.
Take no offense. Because he's American. He's actually.
You understand? Mm-hmm. So, well, pride. Mm-hmm.
Pride in self.
It must have a sense of a pride in yourself as we is as an ethnic person. Mm-hmm. We as African people. We had to live up to that, like the t-shirt I have, my God is black. Mm-hmm. I never forget a man called God Black. I say, yeah. Usually the other question just be, how you know that? My response is because I look in the mirror. But he didn't ask that.
Yeah.
He make a statement after. He say, you living up to that? And that hit me. And then he talked to me a little bit. And it was like, and I tell him, well, how I do with the clothes, and there's one of them one thing. He said, that's a serious thing you're doing there. I hope you're taking it serious. I never seen him again. But that question you asked me, you're living up to that. We're going to live up to it. We can't just say, I'm a proud black and nothing at all. Imagine you're a proud black man walking down the road with a white man name on your chest. That you pay plenty money for. I have had an instance where I leave a place, I tell them, oh, they're in serious, or they call me to have a discussion similar to like what we have in here. And you have a white man name on your chest and you go for hard, I can't talk to you. Not about this, let me talk about sports or something. But this, I cannot have this conversation. I can't take it serious as somebody who talking betterment for African people. But your idea of, because you know we have this idea, clothes could make you, and it's true to a certain extent because as a barber, you know, a haircut could change a man's whole perspective of himself. The same thing with the clothes. A man pay $700 for a shirt. He goes in that kind of way. I can't sit down to talk this kind of conversation with you with that.
Yeah.
No, you see that game today, boy. Let me talk that. You understand? We can't. It had, because, and I always say this, you don't expect to go to China and go in a monastery and the monks and them have one chippy soup. You don't expect that. So I don't expect to be with people who claim to be about the betterment of African people.
Yeah.
Right? But when I reach there in Versace and Armani and all that kind of thing, I can't take it serious.
Yeah,
right? So, add something now.
Well, my thing is this is you know, we clearly have problems in the community, right? And we have a young generation of leaders coming up, right? And I want to empower anybody out there who feel as though, you know, they have the ability to start something. Start it, right? Start it and put it out there. We will come, we will support you. You understand? We will support you. You know, it's imperative. So I know, I mean, I always know about NJAC, but I always see them as a political thing now. So that's why I never really,
you know, whether we like it or not.
But I operated from a position of ignorance because I didn't know.
But if you know,
yeah.
I don't like politics either from the mainstream party side, right?
Right.
I really don't, because I think it's not too much excuses involved in it.
Yeah.
But we have to get into it. I might be the person to get into the politics.
Me neither.
But as African people, we have to get into it seriously. With the same mindset, you know.
Yeah.
But it go have the people who could push the same mindset and deal with, I can't deal with all the excuses.
Yeah.
The road need to fix, money was allocated, you come and fix the road. I like simplicity. The excuses about this and I can't deal with that aspect of the politics at all. That's why I always tell them most politicians can't talk to me. They can't talk to me if you're coming with excuse why it couldn't be done. You understand?
Yeah.
But
and we need everybody else, we need to get involved. We need to get involved.
We need to get involved in it too from a lobbying aspect.
That's right.
When I learn about lobbying,
that's what I was now
getting into that.
Because ultimately, when you look at it, everybody else doing it. Right? Yes, they're doing it through party financing and whatever, campaign financing.
Because that's what they have, but well, what we have is we vote. You understand? And we have to understand like things like how you different ways of lobbying. Like, I can't go by myself to get something.
No.
If I want to think, and I talk about, well, you know, we need some speed bumps here, or this thing, the bumps need to paint over whatever. More than likely, based on the type of politics we do here, me going there means me going back. But when I go there with 50 people, or a paper with 50 people sign it, from one street, they mightn't tell you in a field, but I'll be like, just get around, right? Fair. Sorry. Yeah. You know, so we had to learn that aspect of it now. Because I'm not begging. You went up for a job.
Yeah.
You canvas, let me just say this is Saraba area. You walk around the whole of Saraba area.
Talk to everybody.
Begging for this work. You beg for this work.
Yeah.
You come and say, I can do this, I can do that. You presented a resume, and we, as the bosses, decided, well, alright, yeah,
we win with you.
You understand? So you work for, and that is something that is lost on us in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
And this is one of the things I would say, this is a country mentality, not just African mentality. Right?
Yeah, because we get caught up in the tribal politics.
Right.
And we ain't voting based on performance no more. You understand? We voting based on, well, ethnicity. Right? I live in a predominantly Indian area, so I go vote yellow. I vote
that in most instances,
is what it is.
Especially African people that don't benefit, we are so at all. You know, we need to hold these people and them accountable. Watch for that. No politician cry during the lockdown and the pandemic and thing. Because their money was still running. I would think, this is me. I'm not saying that these people, some of them don't go above and beyond. I'm not saying the majority of them didn't help out during the pandemic and thing. But it can be a prize, a show. There is what you sign up for. So a post stating that I give this hamper and that hamper, for me personally, that would be not. I'm glad for the people that get it, especially those who really needed it. Because I know about not having. But that had to be an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Remember you getting the salary most the MPs and them working for, the average, I don't like that terminology, but the average citizen, the working class citizen, not working for even half of that money one come.
Plus they get perks.
Plus you have perks.
Yeah. So the burdens we have, all they still don't have, because we have to budget out our salary to buy groceries, or they get food allowance, grass allowance, vehicle allowance, this allowance, that allowance,
you understand?
House allowance, this that. You understand? All them things paid.
I don't understand how you get into something like politics. Get elected and then people can't see you.
Yeah, I think fair to get water splash on the thing.
How you can't see you? We elect you.
Yeah.
And I want to see, Mr. Karen, I would like to see him. And he said, nah, he's not available this week, you know. And they didn't even tell him today, you know, or for the next 2 hours, you know.
Next week, yeah.
Next week, for one day, he might be here for an hour. How?
Yeah.
And that's acceptable practice in this country.
Yeah. For some people, but we know the good ones. We know the good ones. If there are good ones, we ain't denying that.
Yeah, we cannot deny that.
Yeah.
Because we just see it all over. I'm on Facebook and I'm watching some young people in politics, and I don't want to use the word impress. I'm looking at what they're doing. All I want to do now, I just want to see, you know.
Yeah.
Me and all that talk thing on podium and 10,000 people come out to hear a man talk, and me not that, you know.
Yeah. I hear that.
You understand my internet is perfect. Move to the left, move to the right.
Yeah.
I don't want to go and hear a politician talk for no 45 minutes and no.
Yeah, because half the time when they say they don't work it up, you don't see nothing come out.
But come now, I'm out drive down the road this morning and I see a big pothole in the road. And when I come back home this evening, the pothole fixed. Yeah, then we can talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where I live in my MP really bad. And my councillor is on one side.
Right.
Yeah. See Kimberly? Yeah, bro. It's big up yourself, Kimberly. If you're
so
watching.
Again, she's one of the people I watch it.
Yeah.
I watch it and I seen her and you can't deny it. You can't deny the work.
Can't deny the work. The work being done.
Right. And that's why I work.
Yeah.
I do what you on a platform talking. We will not tell me on a platform and the pavement by me need to fix. I ain't getting proper water. What you gonna tell me on a platform? I don't want to hear that. But as I say, because one of the things that she had done is something I used to traverse regularly, which is the little bridge by
by Fifth Avenue.
Right. To over there. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because she put one on this side and one on the next side.
Right. So that is something in a piece of iron that people in the community had put across the outside steel, you know. Yeah. So to see that day, I was like, yeah, boy, because really as I walk on this thin piece of iron, that time rain fall and it's steel teeth. And it's only by the grace of the ancestors I fall in and see water.
Yeah.
You know? So that works.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see.
Yeah. We want to see performance.
Because now I can talk and be confident to say, as a member of this constituency, I'm small, so.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm confident to do that because I seen it and that's what we want.
Yeah.
And I go back around again, African people. We have to hold these people accountable. Even the organizations that we are asking about.
Yeah.
We have to
hold them accountable.
We have to hold them accountable as well.
Yeah.
You know, so we're not saying go and donate your money and then you're going, you know.
Yeah.
When you donate your money, it's no self-care bad.
Mm-hmm. Because you're invested.
Yeah.
Because it's an investment.
Yeah.
Alright? And some of you might not have the money to invest, so you invest your time. You understand? You invest your time because not everybody has the money to pay it off.
Yeah.
But they have rules. I'm sure they have rules when they're looking to have events and whatever the cases they're going to have people. They're going to need people. They're going to need manpower. You could tote a chair here, fix a table there, decorate a wall, pull a curtain, do something.
I remember as you saying that day, and I was going to primary school, Sour Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad to see that I can finally finish it.
Yeah.
I remember my stepfather coming in the school to check to see bench and thing had a fix.
Mm-hmm.
We see people doing something again.
Yeah, people still do it.
That's a beautiful thing, as you say. So you mightn't have a 500 to hand the school.
Mm-hmm. But you could give back in your time.
You understand? But a door hanging, you come and you fix that door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Proverbs? Yeah, any proverbs this week?
Yeah. Only a fool tests the depth of the water with his 2 feet.
That deep.
Like wisdom from the motherland, from Al-Kibulan, as my chief like to call it. Alright? It's twofold, so it's like what we talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
How you want an African organization defending, but you don't see yourself as an African. That just don't add up at all.
Yeah.
And in doing this, what we're doing here, we are not allowed to be careful. You know, we're going forward. We have to remember the words of people like Marcus Garvey and them. And not jumping with 2 foot and then we don't know the depth of the water and we underwater drowning.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the reason from the motherland tonight.
Yes, folks. So
and I didn't mention it even though I have it on it.
Davidson Watches.
Davidson Watches.
Sorry, boy. Sorry. We lapsed it. We lapsed, but you're bad. So, folks, again, much thanks. The links for I'll put the information for the Kurma in the comments. In the description. You will supply me with the links for all the organizations so we can list them. Right? And folks, I mean, if it is, we are not stuck with this fear thing. If it is you don't know, ask a question. Right? We're running from everything that is of us because they make us feel as though these things is not of us anymore. Right? They make us to believe that everything that comes from us is evil. You understand? That we get that out of the way now. It's time for we to start back doing certain things.
Sure.
You understand? We have to start back doing. We as the certain religions say, prayer without works makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
You understand?
And that applies to everything.
You know. So if you're not sure about Orisha and you want to know what's going on with Orisha, link Orisha Lashe. You understand?
I go put you on to people because we have real
information. The information is
wise
there.
elders right here in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, the information is
so
there.
as we're about to close, I want to again salute my Oloye, my chief. Olakia Masatunji. A lot of people know him as Olodari. Chief Olodari. Thank you for your works. 50 years to be in this thing. Thank you for your works. Pray and command that all Orisha work with you, all your positive endeavors, that all ancestors show you the path to go to make these things and them work for us, because he like to say he working for the total and unconditional liberation of Africa. Yeah. So with that, so again, more life, more love, all be safe, all the goodness.
Goodness, folks, goodness.